working as intended.
So many side quests. Alright, we finished off the trial run. So we can go chat with you and finish off this quest line. You returned. I can scarcely imagine what terrible trials you can try from the recesses of your mind. I trust you revisited all the primals? Excellent. With the anima now possessed of knowledge of the primals and all their forms and the strong desires that spurred them into action, we need only reinforce what it has learned. For that we must use the magics that gave birth to Mistress Matoya's amphibian familiars. Though they began as ordinary frogs, she transformed them into what we know as Parago by means of enchantment that's served to awaken knowledge previously imparted to them. She pauses that by using the same spell, what the anima has learned from her living at your side, your confrontation with the primals can be ingrained into the very core of its being. The spell requires a few unorthodox ingredients, however. I can procure them all myself, save for one. A form of enchanted ink used in days of yore whose recipe has been lost to time, or so it is generally believed. There are those, however, who insist it is still being manufactured to the present day in secret deep in the heart of Charlayan motherland. Would that I were acquainted with the merchant who trades in exotic goods, or perhaps there is another way. I haven't the faintest idea of where to begin, but an adventurer as well traveled as yourself might fare better. Do you think it possibly could procure this ink? I'll try. A single bottle will more than suffice. As for the remaining ingredients, worry not, I will see to their procurement. Good luck. Speak with the other players and share information to discover how to find archaic enchanted ink. Or we come here and just spend 500 poetics. And back we go. We're able to procure the elusive variety of enchanted ink that we require. If so, I'll prepare the weapon for enchantment straight away. And there you go. Let's make it the best it can be. Best friends forever. Excellent work. Long have I been curious to see the splendor of Mistress Matoya's wisdom firsthand. With all the reagents now accounted for, my curiosity will at last be sated. Let us begin. High quality. Behold, the color has changed just as Mistress Matoya said it would. Splendid, splendid. Next is the more delicate step of the process, describing the arcane circle needed for the spell using this magic brew. And there, I believe that should do it. Phew, I was all of a certain the trembling of my hands would make a mess of the inscription. As the final step, we need but place the anima weapon within the circle and hope that the desired effect is achieved. The spell is ready, but its magics must be invoked by your hand, Monica. In doing so, you will shape the anima sense of self and purpose in the world. Now close your eyes, envision the path your anima will take, and allow your aether to flow into the arcane circle. To freely choose its own destiny, choose its own destiny. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Your memories of battle were quite evocative. I feel as though I truly was there at your side, supporting your every blow against the primals. I reflected deeply on all that I have seen, about the primals and the dreams and desires that spurred them into action. I realize now that even a simple wish, no matter how pure, how innocent, can at times be used to bring about calamity. All I wished for was the strength to protect you, but am I not unlike the primals? An ethereal being seeking even greater strength to fulfill my desires? If that power should come to cause you harm, the mere thought of it chilled me to my core. But no longer. Now I have felt the warmth of your aether. Your earnest plea has banished my fears and filled my heart with unwavering courage. Freedom, this is what you did wish for me. Indeed, the world is vast and full of wonders, and I would see them all. By your side as your companion and ally. This is the path I choose of my own free will. Hooray! Boy, the anima weapon has lit up something fierce. I reckon it's gained more than a new sense of self, if you get meaning. Could it truly be? What do you wait for, Marco? Take the anima weapon in hand. My word, have you ever seen anything so exquisite? This, my friend, is the power of your wish made manifest, a form befitting the anima's newfound resolve. And I dare say there's a name to match its resplendence. I hereby dub you copy of Anabasis Lux. You have raised the finality in the anima, Monica, and thanks to Mistress Matoya's magics, we have sparked a new sense of self within the anima through a joining of your minds. Indeed, this marks a significant milestone in my research, one that would not have been possible without your efforts. You have my sincerest thanks. And with that said, this method for developing anima is far from efficient. I very much doubt there are many adventurers with such prodigious experience to draw upon, which is why as a means for the greater populace to nurture anima as robust as yours will require further research. Mark my words, from the lowly fishermen of Lenosha to the Temple Knights of Ishgard, I will not rest till anyone and everyone in our fair realm can reap the rewards of anima. Hold your chocobos there, Ardashir. Just how many of these bloody things do you plan on making? I did say anyone and everyone, did I not? There is much work to be done, and I would be most appreciative if you could honor your end of our agreement. Of course, you're free to leave if that is your wont, though I suspect Rona would be disappointed. Thumbs up. You no good stinking sack. Lucky Miss selling kettles ain't as gainful as it used to be. When all this research of yours is finally finished, I'm dragging your scrawny arse to Rona herself, and we're gonna settle them debts right then and there. Got it? Wonderful. I knew you would come to see things my way. I look forward to a long and fruitful partnership. Words fail to express my gratitude. Now go forth, explore, and share the realm's myriad wonders with the anima. When next you return, I look forward to hearing your grand stories of adventure. Even better weapon. The anima spirit has gained unresolved. The weapon inhabits now the pinnacle of martial perfection. It's really done. Alright, so back to side quests. We'll hold off on the collectibles here, considering they're like level 70 plus. Can I consult with you regarding bringing a certain idea of his to fruition? Alright, what are we changing here? I've heard much of your boundless generosity, but never would I believe Ishka herself would entertain my humble request. Now allow me to explain. Before that, pray let me join you, my friends. Mr. Maka, how do you fare these days? As for me, I'm pleased to report that business at my provisioner's shop is positively booming of late. Truly, I owe it all to you and Lord Francel. Speaking of which, that's precisely why we have hoped to speak with you today. We were discussing how nice it would be if you were able to do something to celebrate the firm's restoration and express our gratitude to Lord Francel for all he has done on our behalf. I was speaking with Francel, and he mentioned that his master is particularly fond of music, and in fact that had long dreamed of establishing his own orchestra. While that may be beyond our abilities, I thought that the least we could do would be to arrange for a concert of sorts to be held in his honor. And to that end, we were working to acquire the needed instruments. Without consulting Lord Francel, we mean for this to be a surprise, you see. My friends tell me that you are among Lord Francel's closest friends and confidants. I'm certain that nothing would please them more than to see your face among the performers. What do you say? Splendid. I knew we could count on you. I too have endeavored to do my part by putting together the necessary instruments, using parts and techniques I learned from a traveling artisan in town. It's far from a full orchestra, I'm afraid, but at the very least we have a piano, woodwinds, and strings. We just set the piano in St. Rel's dais before coming here. Fortunately, it did not seem to arouse Lord Francel's suspicion. Furthermore, I made an effort to procure a pair of every instrument. Should the mood strike Lord Francel, I thought a few things would stir the hearts of the townspeople in seeing the two of you play a duet. That said, I must confess that I am unsure as to what instrument our benefactor most favors. Might you be so kind as to inquire with Francel for me, and pray remind him not to divulge the matter to Lord Francel himself. Leave it to me. Many thanks, and with that, I had best return to the dais to complete our preparations. Mary here will be overseeing the finer details of the concert. Should you have any questions at all about the event, she'll be more than happy to enlighten you. And remember, we must spare no effort to ensure that this remains a secret. We're counting on you, my friend. Alright, where's the dingus hanging out? Down south. Ah, that sounds like it hurt. Mr. Monacoff, is Lord Francel you seek? I fear he has already returned to his quarters. Is there aught assistance I might offer? Music things. The concert, you say, to commemorate the completion of the restoration effort? Lord Francel would be overjoyed. Of this I have no doubt. Truly, I cannot thank you enough for the most generous sentiment. The young lord is quite adept with many an instrument, as to which he most favors playing. I'm saying that I have an idea. There's a person I would like you to meet. Might I ask you to wait here for just a moment? Fine, I guess we'll wait at this random destination. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Hi, Artoriel. Mr. Starkstar, it is an honor and a pleasure both to see you again. Pray forgive me, I was unaware that you were aiding us in the restoration effort. If I had known, I would have paid my respects far sooner. My steward, Fermian, mentioned that he had heard from an attendant of House Hlenar word of plans for a celebration commemorating the Firmament's restoration. I take it that you two are involved with this? I took the liberty of informing Lord Artoriel of your intention to hold a concert in Lord Francel's honor. Perhaps you're unaware, but Lord Artoriel is one of the realm's foremost collectors of orchestrion rolls. Much as I had hoped, he has taken a keen interest in your idea. To tell the truth, in addition to my collection, I have been known to dabble in the art of composition myself. As a matter of fact, I penned a duet for the piano inspired by the sights and sounds of the firmament. Nothing will give me greater honor than for you and Francel were to perform together at the festivities. A splendid idea indeed. My lord has quite a passion for the piano, and I am certain he would be more than pleased to perform your piece. If my eyes did not see me, a most stately piano already sits atop St. Villal's dais. If you have a moment or two to spare, pray consider playing a little tune or two on it to practice. Often it takes time to get accustomed to a new instrument. In the meantime, I shall ask around to see if I cannot find a few more skilled performers willing to join you up on stage. Marvelous. In that case, I'll return home and prepare a transcription of the score at once. I must confess, just the thought of hearing the sweet sound of music ringing out across the firmament has me feeling as giddy as a schoolboy. It will be all I can do to stop myself from skipping and dancing through the streets. Alright, bye guys. Well-polished piano. Impressive-looking piano sits atop St. Rose desk, inviting you to tickle its keys. Practice the piano? Sure. Can't see your face because of gigantic hat. You feel your piano playing skills have improved considerably. Is that like FF5's thing? As I keep practicing on it. Your generator before seems to have borne fruit, though you feel as if there's improvement. Practice the piano some more? Yes! Yes, it's just like Final Fantasy XIV. You have to play all the pianos across the world. And you just start getting better and better. Alright, level up my piano some more. If you're calling it, you can come up to perform any tune placed before you. Your fingers tickle the keys with ease, giving you confidence that your abilities have improved considerably. Check back with the Mariori and see how the preparations are coming along. Can I practice some more? No. Monica, was that perhaps you that was practicing piano just now? Why, that was a veritable virtuoso performance if I ever heard one. Was it, though? Clearly there's nothing that I could teach you. I'm pleased to report that the preparations for the festivities are proceeding apace. With Francel's aid, we are also managed to secure additional performers. Yes, I do believe this concert will be a performance to remember. Alright, performance time. Mary is making the final preparations for the forthcoming concert. My apologies for the wait, friend. I am pleased to announce that all preparations are complete and we are ready for you to take the stage. Your fellow musicians should be arriving any moment as well. It's like I should have worn my bard suit. Now, this is close to my bard suit. I just got a fancy hat. Hail, Monica. How goes it? It's quite the honor to have the opportunity to perform with you. This guy's in the loop. Recently, I've had the occasion to rest at home with my family, and I've used the time to assist my daughter with her practice. Rest assured that I will not miss a single note. And of course, you. There you are. Did you miss me, old girl? When brother told me about the concert, I knew simply had to be part of it. I'm quite the virtuoso with the flute, if you didn't know. Well, I cannot even tell you how long I practiced that I might win the lovely... Of course. Her heart with a serenade of all her favorite tunes. It's like, what's going on? What are the two of you doing here? And wearing the same garb, no less, whatever is the occasion. Hunt Chrono said you had an urgent matter to discuss with me. Is everything quite alright? We have a surprise for you. A surprise? Could you possibly mean what I think you mean? Just sort of Francel celebration of Fervent's rebirth, and And as but a small token of appreciation for your efforts in leading the restoration, we would announce the establishment of the Risen Song Players, the Holy Sea's first official musical troupe. And now, without further ado, the stage awaits, my lord. The stage? You mean to say that I am free to join in the performance as well? You're not merely free, Lord Francel. Why, it is a prerequisite for the performance itself. After all, this performance is being held in your honor first and foremost, and I know as well as you that you'd give anything for a chance to perform with your dearest friends. Alright, let's rock out. Truly, Lord Francel, it is the least we can do to express the depth of our gratitude. Marcelo and Monica here, each and every man and woman here spared no effort to help with your vision of reality. To make your vision a reality. I didn't really help that much, though. Well, even my stuffy elder brother was prancing about with a spring in his step when we commissioned him to provide the score for the occasion. You wouldn't want to disappoint him now, would you? And so here you go. Have yourself a copy of the score in hand and take your place in the piano with Monica here, where you belong. Lord Arturo composed a piece for me? Someone pray pinch my arm, Franz, for surely this must be a waking dream. And then I might perform a duet with you. I dare say it is only appropriate, as you have been ever my constant partner and invaluable companion throughout this entire effort. It is an honor and a pleasure to share the stage with you, my friend. The only effort I put in was doing all these side quests. The audience is filling in as we speak, and your fellow performers stand by to await your cue. We are prepared to begin as soon as both you are ready. Simply let me know when you are prepared to raise the curtain, and we shall get the show started. Splendid, I too shall spend my last few moments tuning my instrument to perfection. Give me a shout as soon as you're ready, old girl. Alright, let's rock! Are you prepared, my friend? Then without further ado, let the show begin. The troupe will perform a song. Time your inputs with the on-screen prompts. When a blue prompt appears left, time your input as a diamond's overlap. When an orange prompt appears center, make several rapid inputs until the prompt disappears. When a red prompt appears right, press and hold the input for the duration of the prompt. Do I just click? Anywhere on the screen. Any standard modified key? Does that mean I can't press left control to speak? To access the pause menu, press the escape key or start button. I mean, let the show begin. Will my left control be bad? One way to find out. So does left control do anything in the game? Music time! No? No left control does anything? Nope, doesn't look like it does anything. That's good. That's fine. Oh, never mind. I can only do it here. Oh, I'm pressing it here. I can do it here too. I can talk! Hold it! Alright, so yes, left control. My left control did fuck me up there. Alright, rhythm games. Can I play rhythm games again if I want to? Everyone's having the time of their life. No score. Thank you for the most lovely part. I wonder if you do poorly. It was everything we had hoped that it would be, and then some. And from his glowing expression, I have little doubt Lord Francel feels the same. Pray go talk with him, won't you? And with that, I should start preparing for the inevitable encore performance, to which I hope you would not be averse to taking part. Do stop by whenever you like. Alright, so you can just come drop by and do it again. Hey, Francel. What do we got here? New foundations. Francel closed his eyes deeply, seemingly lost in reverie. Monica, you have left me at a loss for words once more. I have long dreamed of this day, and yet somehow it has exceeded even my wildest expectations. It was an honor to count myself among your audience, my lord. To be on hand as the two individuals responsible for restoring life to the firmament and tribute to its rebirth, why, it nigh brought a tear to this old man's eye. To think I would live to see Ishgard enter a true age of renaissance. Truly, I'm blessed beyond relief. I too find myself scarcely able to believe all that has come to pass. Von Colonel, pray remind me not to forget to express my gratitude to the others. As a Monica, I do not know whether to be impressed or offended that you saw fit to keep this whole matter secret from me. You know full well that I would have been more than willing to assist you in preparing for the festivities. But that is the smallest of qualms when I think of what this day must mean to all that have toiled to restore the firmament to its former glory, and far beyond. Not to mention to all those who live, work, and play within these streets, both today and for the many, many years to come. If you'll honor me, my friend, there's one last thing I would ask you. Despite being branded and hunted down as heretic, you nevertheless delivered our nation from the throes of war and ushered Ishgard into a new age of enlightenment. And Lord Horsefant, your close companion and mine, and even the most trying of times, was ever a friend to the people. Regardless of their blood or station, ever did he strive to bring them joy and a brighter future. You and Lord Horsefant were more than my friends and comrades. You were a beacon in the sky, a guiding light illuminating the path that I too could only dare to dream I might tread. And so, as best I could muster, I followed in your footsteps, that I might bring happiness to my countrymen in my own humble way. Pray tell me, my friend, have I done this? Do my contributions to this nation even begin to live up to the legacy that you and Lord Horsefant have built? You've done your homeland proud. Let's not get carried away with ourselves, shall we? You've done your homeland proud. Truly? Oh, you cannot begin to imagine what it means to me to hear those such words from you. This is the happiest day of my life. And now, if you would allow me just one final word. Countless guardians gave their lives in the war. Among those who have lived to see this age, there is not one who does not realize that their happiness is built upon the sacrifices of those who came before them. Needless to say, I feel the same, and I believe that the only true way for us to express our gratitude is to make the most of every single day we have, and spare no effort to leave an even brighter world to those who will follow after us. To that end, I offer my most heartfelt wishes for your continued health and happiness. As here of not just our own land, but countless others, I know the burdens you bear are great. I can only pray to the Fury that you are blessed with joy and prosperity far exceeding that which you have brought to all whose lives you have touched. Lord Overseer? Lord Overseer, you must come at once. We have a visitor. Oh, could it truly be? Whatever is meeting us? Monica, you heard the man. Both with me. Surprise visitor. Who do you suppose is visitors? I've asked Thummelin to escort our guest here, so let us wait for their arrival. Who is this mystery man? Oh, hi. Sup, hot dude? My apologies for the unexpected intrusion, Lord Francel. Monica, it is always a pleasure to see you, and yet your presence here tells me that my own arrival has come too late. All of Ishgard has waited in anticipation of the day when we might celebrate the firmament's restoration. When I heard that a commemorative ceremony was to be held, I finished all my duties as best as I could, that I too might attend, and yet... Pray forgive me, sir. I meant the festivities were prepared in secret by my friends here, and I myself was not privy to them. Had I known, your name, of course, would have been atop the guest list. Think nothing of it, Lord Francel. 'Twas a celebration of, by, and for the people of the firmament. Yes, your own presence here doubtless carried far more weight in their eyes than would have mine own. And yet, if I might inquire, just what manner of ceremony was it? At the very least, I would relive it through your words. But of course, my lord, my good friends here arranged for a group of players to perform a commemorative concert. I even had the honor of taking the stage to perform a duet with Monica here. Indeed, truly you are a woman of many talents. Level 60 bard, by the way. Not long ago, our people's hearts weighed heavy. Their worries of whether they could put food on their plates or even live to see the morrow. Today, these same people smile as they walk these streets and fill the air with song. Long-suffering souls whose bodies are battered, who wanted for a roof over their head and warm clothes on their back, these same men and women now ply their trade as machinists, as merchants, breathing new life into our proud nation. And today, Ishgard sees its culture flowers and blossoms yet further, as the joy of music takes root in the hearts of people, sending their hopes and dreams ever skyward. How poetic. Lord Francel, for leading the restoration and for all you have done to see the Fervent transform into the living embodiment of the nation's new age, I commend you. You do me too great an honor, Sir Amek. Though I am hardly worthy of such praise, I will endeavor not to disappoint you with my future efforts. And with that, I had best return to my duties. 'Twas an honor to join you for even the briefest of moments and see the remarkable work you have wrought. I shall return in the coming days for a closer examination. And everything was peaceful in the firmament. Alright, we all done? Try as I might, I always found myself at a loss for words when standing before Sir Aymeric. I'm relieved I did not embarrass myself any further. Come think of it, it all began here, did it not? I speak, of course, of the restoration effort itself. In the beginning, I could scarce even grasp what I was trying to accomplish. I was pulling about in the shadows, with you as my only guide, and yet look at the firmament now. It is the beating heart of our new Ishgard, its residents and visitors alike pumping life into our nation. And it will continue to do so as long after I am gone. Needless to say, I know as well as any that my duties as Lord Overseer are far from complete. I'll do all my power to see the firmament as ever a welcoming place for one and all, Ishgardian or traveler alike. I hope that you too, Monica, will grace us with your presence from time to time. Pray always think of the firmament as one of your homes away from home. Alright, sweet, I got another home away from home. Alright, are we finally done here? Do no small part of your tower suffers, except it wasn't. The restoration of firmament is at long last complete. As there's yet a need to maintain a steady flow of supplies for use in maintenance upkeep to end, you may still procure materials from the diadem and deliver them to Mendicant's court. Furthermore, should you wish to put on encore performance in the commemorative concert, you need simply speak to Mary at any time. Finally, the art dealer in the Mendicant's court now has a selection of paintings honoring the reconstructed firmament available for purchase. Solid ground. Alright, what's this now? You can count on it. Oh, it's level 70. Oh, is this the, what's his name? The other dude setting up the, collectibles? Was that... God damn! Was that a level 70 quest for, Elto here? Turns out I'm not done here yet. Hey, kids. Paraquel's eyes gleam with determination. Is he melded with determination? Oh, hello again. How have you been? As for us, we've been helping Rastiquin out like always. He tells us we're doing a better job with every passing day. Good kids. Speaking of which, have you been to Resensong yet? Such a nice place. You can even hear music playing from time to time. Actually, we've been thinking how wonderful it would be if we could work there. Lascelles, my friends. Oh, it's you. Whatever's the matter. He doesn't have a name. You won't believe this, but I'm leaving the orphanage. So they found a new family for you? I mean, good for you, I suppose. Yes, I have. My new father, he's a knight, you see, and my new mother is the nicest lady you'll ever meet. Anyway, so Raskin told me to come here and say, oh, I can't do it. I don't want to say goodbye to all of you. I don't cry like that. Even after you start living with your new family, you can come and play with us whenever you want. That's right, and if they're ever mean to you, me and my best friend here will give them a good pounding for you. Isn't that right? Sure. And how about this? For those times when you can't leave home, we'll make a memento for you so that you can remember us at any time. How would you like that? You'd really do all that for me? Oh, thank you, my friends. I have to go back to the orphanage now, but I'll be waiting there until my new father comes. Be seeing you. So we're making him a memoir thing? A memento, huh? That's such a good idea. I was thinking the exact same thing myself. Yes, I'm glad you agree, but whatever should we make of them? I haven't the slightest idea. Good thing that I have plenty of them. For example, how about a pair of nice, fluffy gloves so that he can always keep his hands warm? Yes, that doesn't seem like it would be too difficult. That settles it then. Let's be off to Marcel's shop for us. You don't mind coming along, do you? I'll check with Raskin and see when our friend's father is coming. After all, there's no point in making a present if we're too late to give it to him. Hello. There you are. Isn't Master Marcel just the best? He may look a bit scary, but he's so nice to us, and the toys he makes are simply incredible. I'm glad I'm not one of those babies that's too frightened to talk to him. Hello there, Mr. Marcelois. We're in need of some yarn to knit a pair of gloves for a friend. Might you be able to spare some? Jilchazane. Man, what a name. Always a pleasure to see you, my young friend. If it's yarn you need, it's yarn you'll get. But before that, allow me to share with you a little story. As a matter of fact, your friend Monica here is a true hero. It's thanks to her and Lord Francel that I have a home here in the Fervent. Did you know that? Really, that's amazing. You really are a hero, lady. Truly, I know of none who have done more to bring happiness and prosperity to the people like you. And so I'm proud to bestow upon you the spindle of yarn free of charge. May it serve you and your young friends well. Oh, thank you, Mr. Marcelois. Till next time. Do we get what we needed? We're able to procure the yarn from Marcelois' shop. I've readied everything else we need. Soft yarn. Alright, back to crafting. Are we going to get high quality crafting again? Wonderful, now all we need is to find Lacelle. That won't be necessary. And look, I brought with me. After all, what would make for a nicer memory than if we were to make his present right before his very eyes? Don't you agree? This last couple episodes are the Good Kids episode. They're so warm and fluffy. Oh, thank you, my friends. I'll treasure these gloves forever. Oh, there you are, my child. Oh, Mr. What, the slave driver's getting a kid? Welcome back, father. Of course, nothing will make me happier than for you to call me so, my boy. But there is no need to force yourself. After all, this is only our first of many days together. This is your new father? I think I might be jealous. And you, Mr. Stark, I've heard much from Lord Gillamont of your selfless contributions to the restoration effort, but did not expect to find you here in the flesh. The heavens smile upon me today indeed. I am pleased to report that thanks in no smart to your efforts, the Falcon's Nest flourishes like never before. With things having settled down some, many of our soldiers and artists have even brought their families to come reside with them. My wife and I live together as well, and it recently occurred to us how delightful it would be to welcome a new member of the family, a gift we sadly were not blessed with in our younger days. I must confess I was surprised at first to see how reluctant the boy was to leave this place, yet seeing the warmth and camaraderie that fills this place, I now understand entirely. Rest assured that we shall do all in our power to see the boy as happy and cherished in his new home. And made to do lots of quests in the area. I suppose I'd best be off with father here. Don't worry, I'll be back to play someday. You guys could always just go to Canada to visit. You're dressed for the part. Do you think he'll come back to visit? Anyhow, I have an idea. He wasn't the first to say goodbye to this place, and he won't be the last. What if make giving those same pair of gloves a tradition for every child who leaves the orphanage in the future? I have the same idea. That way, even if we all go our separate ways, it will be as if we're always together forever. Go our separate ways. Paraquel? You don't look good. Whatever's the matter? I'm sorry, I'm just a bit tired. I think I'll go lie down for a while. When Paraquel goes off like that on his own, that usually means he has something on his mind. I don't want to pry, but... Do you want me to pry? It's so cold out here, and I'm sure he's feeling lonely. Even if he won't admit it, might I ask you to check on him for us? I can't help but feel he'd find it easy to talk to you. He can't have gone far, so it shouldn't be hard to find him, please. I'll follow along out of sight. Alright, where'd Kiddo run off to? Hey, Kiddo. Everything okay? There's another depression arc. Crying. What's wrong, Kiddo? Oh my god, I'm not crying, it's just some snow fell in my eye and... Oh man, it's just that I love my friends here so much. When Lacelle said what she said, I can help imagine the three of us going off far away never to see each other again. We're the oldest here after all. Even if they can't find families for us, we won't be able to stay here forever. More likely than not, we'll have to go off on our own. Having to make a new life for myself in a cruel and familiar world without a family or my dear friends right by my side, the thought is just too much to bear. You're not alone. You're stronger than you give yourself. You're not alone. That's right. We might not be related by blood, and we might not know how our mothers and fathers, but we're family, aren't we? You and me and the person with the funny name. Well, I've thought all along that when we leave here, we could open a shop together. We could make our living crafting and building things to make people's lives better, just like we do now. What's this talk of going off by yourself somewhere? That's right. We can even travel to other nations and sell our goods far and wide. And then when we're done, we can come back here and bring presents from around the world to the orphans. Wouldn't that be just the best? See, what's wrong with that kind of family? Monica here didn't end the war just so you could sulk around all alone. We have a bright future ahead of us. We need to dream big. So what do you say? Yes, my friends. Of course. I would like nothing more. Thanks, Monica. I'm sorry to have worried you so. Tell me, if we do go off traveling the world like the cell says, might we run into you somewhere? Surely nothing would make me happier. So please keep an eye out for those gloves you helped us make. That's how you'll spot us. Safe travels, friend, till we meet again. So do you guys see these? Will I see these guys in random places now? I know I saw Francel by Horschifon's grave randomly. Yep, good kids. They're like, our job here is done. Getting all these random magic prisms. What's House 4 temps look like? Hi, kids. What's going on way the fuck up here? Blissful Bather. The Blissful Bather is dying to talk to anyone who will listen to him. And get some more magic prisms. Shenanigans. Welcome, my good women, to Snowsoak Springs. This is my favorite place in the world, and once you experience the soothing waters for yourself, I've little doubt it'll be yours as well. Not sure about that. Yes, visitors of all stripes come from near and far seeking the succor of its healing waters, which are all but proven to have the power to wash away one's every worry, and ease nigh upon every ache, pain, ailment, or malady known to man. Why, I myself have bathed here some 20-odd times, and that's just today. Do you not feel the gentle, steamy breeze in the air? Does the sound of trickling water not tickle your ears with sheer delight? Can you not scarcely wait to free yourself from the biting cold and slip into a sublime world of warmth and comfort? Say no more. Your bemused gaze tell me that this is your first visit to the splendiferous sight. Allow me to give you the tour. This here is the rest area where one can relax and cool off one's body after a sumptuous soak. Sitting here and breathing in the fresh air while sipping Ishgardian brandy or nourishing both belly and soul with a cup of yak's milk, why, if there is a more heavenly sensation to be found in this realm, then I'm a Mylodon's uncle. Now allow me to truly amaze and astound you, for I haven't even gotten to the best part of it all. I speak, of course, of the steam bath, that blissful haven of heat and sweat that will flush the toxins out of every pore of your body and leave you feeling like a woman reborn. But why take my word for it? Slip into your bathing attire and follow me. You came for a nice relaxing soak in the water, you say? Ah, but don't you worry, that's coming at the end. Trust me, you'll appreciate it that much more after you've sweat your fair share. Shrug. Water! Water! It's so deep! At least it's deep for a Lalafell. Alright. Into the steamy area. Isn't that a sight to behold? I swear to you, if there is a more incredible invention in our entire realm, why, you can cast me from the highest peak of Korthus. Some find the heat too overpowering for the liking, but I'm certain that for a strapping young woman like yourself, the experience will prove positively divine. And once the sweat has poured from me like the great tail falls, plunge into the chill waters of this pool, and, mark my words, you'll feel as if you went soaring straight to the heavens, not to mention that you'll lock in the heat and ward off any malicious maladies or ailments seeking to break into your body. But don't take my word for it, just between you and me, a certain illustrious individual who shall remain unnamed, but may or may not be the esteemed Azure Dragoon, has been known to stop by for a soak from time to time. Why, I've even spoken with him myself. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. Yes, I simply must escort you to the baths. I'm an Azure Dragoon too. Feast your eyes upon Snowsoak's pride and joy, the grand baths. I have it on good account that a select group of Ishgar's most accomplished artisans labored for nigh 7 fortnights to shape this tub into an aesthetically perfect form worthy of the blissful waters that fill it. Well, I said that the original design was conceived by none other than the erstwhile Count Tarsan de Zemel, who also developed the method by which the springs are summoned up from the deep beneath the ground to bless our bodies with their warmth and healing powers. But could one possibly hope to appreciate the sheer wonder of the baths and sauna simply by hearing some stranger ramble on rapturously about it until the end of time? Heavens knows, what are you waiting for? Doff your garb and hop in for yourself already. It's like, I don't think I have a bathing suit armor. Guess I'm taking a dip in machinist clothes. Tell me, friend, are you prepared to experience true bliss? No. I guess I need to get some garb. It's like, I guess I'm going in with just a hammer. It's not everything I said it was, and then some. Pardon me. Also shenanigan music. Slap me silly with a kissing trout. If this isn't the esteemed Count Charlemagne de Durandare. What brings your lordship to this place? Does Durandare not have a private bathhouse for that far outstrips this place in sheer scope and luxury? Humph, I do believe these facilities are open to one and all, regardless of stature or status. But if you must know, firstly, they afford me the opportunity to converse uninhibited with individuals such as yourself, that I might hear the voices of our citizens firsthand. If more members of the nobility were to follow my lead, I do firmly believe that Ishgard would become a more compassionate nation, yet far too many seem to believe themselves above it all, and so, as lord of the highest of high houses, I come here to set an example. Secondly, I come to admire the artistry and technical mastery of House Zemel. It pleases me greatly to see that they too are expanding their aesthetic pursuits and forging a new role for themselves in this new age of peace and enlightenment. Thirdly, but is it not self-evident? Soaking in seething waters and gazing out upon the snow-kissed landscape, why there is no place in our fair realm I would rather be. Oh, he's turning into a stand-up kind of dude. Alright, it's cold in Canada. This place is so big, too, and annoyingly confusing. Hey, where does this gatekeeper take me? Oh, to the Imperium. Makes sense. Adventure things? Emma looks as if she's ready to take on the world. This is Sabi Ishgard in the flesh. You couldn't have come at a better time. How would you like to assist the illustrious Edelad Ishgard's preeminent pyrotechnician in her latest foray into the realm of sky-spanning aesthetic excellence? Say no more, of course you would. Here, take this coal into hand and use it to set the masterpiece I've placed over and Quill's trace of flame. I promise you the result will be nothing short of scintillating. We're gonna have explosions. What did Ada's friend in Satisfactory say? Multiple explosions. Wee! These guys are all doing the Manderville. You know, I just like to behold. And Lala kept saying that she was slaving away in her workshop on the project of a lifetime, but I figured she was just blowing hot air again. You honor us with your presence, my lady. Just between you and me, I couldn't help but notice a similar-looking device sitting all alone atop the Madoc, and a group of children eagerly gathered around it. Perhaps Edelad means to put on a show for them as well? Pit stop over here. Small sack. A lonely sack rests on the streets of the Renaissance Quarter, seemingly bereft of its owner. What do we got here? Bright lily seeds. Simple endurance sack lies in the middle street. Might it belong to one of the residents of the Renaissance Quarter? Look about nearby and see if you can't reunite the abandoned parcel with its owner. This is our new home, isn't it lovely? How warm and toasty it must be inside. Alright, need to go up. Question is, how far up? Ah, here we go. Who is this? G-Cock. Good morning to you, my dear madame. It's not every day a man gets paid a visit by the Savior Vishgard. What brings you here today? Did you lose this bag? Was this you found a sack just lying on the street? Say you wouldn't be too bold to ask. Might I have a look? There you go. Delivery requires a cutscene. Just I thought, if you're looking for the owner of the sack, you found him. An acquaintance of mine just brought it to me, but we got so carried away in the conversation that I completely forgot to take it with me. An embarrassing mistake, to say the least, but I fear the old noggin doesn't work quite as well as when you get to my age. Still, pray forgive me, Ishgard's savior surely has better things to do than hauling sacks about town. If you're curious, the bag happens to be filled with flower seeds, Namia lilies to be precise. If you may know, they're quite popular as an offering to those who have left us. I started growing them to honor my own dear son, who gave his life in the war. Some of my neighbors took an interest, and then some acquaintances of theirs. As soon as I knew it, I had my own veritable nursery. Flowers are a beautiful thing, wouldn't you agree? They have a way of bringing smiles to faces even in the most trying of times. It's just a hobby for me, so I don't ask for coin, but people are kind enough to repay me with seeds and gardening tools, which has allowed me to branch out a bit more, one could say. At any rate, it's a good life, and one I wouldn't be living were it not for you and your friends bringing an end to the war as you did. Not to mention everyone's tireless efforts in building the firmament back up to where it even exceeds its former glory. Truly, I couldn't even begin to express my gratitude. Wait, I have an idea. A few acquaintances of mine had mentioned their intent to come by and pick up some flowers. Might you be so kind as to deliver them in my stead? I reckon the flowers would mean that much more to them if brought by a real-life hero rather than an old graybeard like myself. My friends live right in the Renaissance Quarter, not far from here. You know your way around here, these parts, yes? Funny how fate plays out, isn't it? A single seed planted, literally that is, can lead to a nobody like me crossing paths with the very woman who saved our nation. Truly, it's nothing short of a miracle. Do this old man a favor just this once, would you please? Sure. I'm an adventurer. I'm used to running around doing requests like this. Plucky youth. Am I to be believed? Does Mistress Darkstar, hero of our land, stand before me? Oh, how the spinner has blessed me today. But what brings you to this humble place? Flowers. Well, I'll be lilies from old G-Cock. Do you know the man? Forgive my propriety, but never in my wildest dreams would I imagine you'd be the one to bring them to me. I served House of the Mail as a sellsword during the war. It wasn't a bad life, but it was far from an easy one. Every day give thanks for the efforts of you and your companions, by which I am now at long last able to live my days in peace. And yet my thoughts often drift to my brothers and sisters in arms who were not so fortunate as to live to see this day. It is the least I can do to honor their sacrifice. Placing old G-Cock's flowers at their graves is a small gesture, perhaps, but one that never fails to put my heart at peace. But in this small gesture, why, what profound meaning it will take on knowing that these flowers are delivered by the hand of the Savior Vishgard herself. My comrade's souls will surely soar to the heavens with pride this day. Dainty lady. My heavens, it couldn't be, but it is. I'd heard rumors that the Savior Vishgard herself was personally assisting in the restoration of her, but never did I dream I would have the honor of encountering you in the flesh, whatever brings you to the firmament this very day. Flowers. And am I lily from G-Cock? For me? What a lovely gesture. I shall place it in my daughter's gravestone, just as I have every day since you and your companions mercifully ended the war. While the fighting still raged on, it was all I could do to eke out a living. Deep down, the loss of my child devastated me, but my heart was too consumed by fear and uncertainty to grieve as a mother should. Now, thanks to the efforts of Lord Francel and generous souls like yourself, I no longer want for a roof over my head and food on my plate. At long last, I know the peace of mind that frees me to reflect upon my daughter's life and honor her memory. While I would have liked nothing more than to walk these streets with her, to show her what a magnificent, uplifting place Fervent has become, I can at least take comfort in knowing that her spirit lives on in my own heart, and in the city and nation I now strive to help rebuild. And though my own child may never return, I also find solace in knowing that the younglings I see playing the streets need never make the same sacrifice. For this, you have our eternal gratitude. So they just do random dances here? I'm back, G-Cock. I see you deliver the lilies. Thank you, my friend. You've done me a greater kindness than I deserve. My apologies for imposing upon you as I did. I know as well as you as any that you have no end of gravely important matters to attend to. And yet, being the old busybody I am, I couldn't help but feel that I wanted you to see and hear from the people of this place yourself. To witness, to experience firsthand just how much your presence has meant to, and I do not exaggerate, every last man, woman, and child who calls this place home. Indeed, it's because of you above all that we can at least come to some small measure of peace with the past, devote our efforts to in the present, and turn a hopeful eye towards an ever brighter future. Speaking of which, do you perchance know the traditional meaning of the anima lily? Well, nowadays they are thought of as a symbol of parting, and therefore used to pay tribute to the departed. In olden times, they were said to afford safe passage to those embarking on a journey. I pray that the spinner always watches over you in your travels. Know that you are ever welcome here in this place where your deeds have allowed an entire nation of people to set forth on a new journey of their own. Free seeds. The kids are like, what this? Whee! The sky, it's sparkling. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Hey, Mr. Saw another one of those tubes over on the abacus. Do you think that one will make the sky light up too? Is this sparking up, or is it actually throwing fireworks into the sky? Dancers everywhere here. Hi guys. Wee sparks. Oh, beautiful fireworks! I've not seen such a sight since. Well, it's been many years. Still, what a lovely way to celebrate the restoration of the Fervent. And how fitting is that the one to ignite the blaze is none other than the very hero who delivered our fair nation from war? Thank you, my lady. Do pass my regards to dear Adelard next time you see her. Alright, am I done here, or is this going to be a chain quest? You're still going to have more explosive surprises? Hello? Who gave you permission to set off all the fireworks, you fool? But I jest. I was hoping you'd do just that. I saw a sight from here, and I do believe it's safe to say that I'm the genius that I always knew I myself to be. The townspeople appreciate my masterwork as much as I did. You get along with Mike. Of course they did. The incredible spectrum of colors, the unsurpassed elegance with which they dance and dart through the sky. Only a fool or blind man would fail to appreciate the spectacle. But my true dream doesn't end there. Take a look at this beauty beside me. Bertha here was my pride and joy when I served on the front lines. I couldn't count the number of times she saved me from the ravaging claws of the Horde. When the war ended, I figured she'd just end up all alone, collecting dust in a dark corner of a storehouse. So I've offered to take her home myself, with the promise that I'd keep her well maintained and put her to good use and my natural aptitude for pyrotechnics allowed me to do just that. We may no longer have need for weapons to shoot dragons out of the sky, but I mean to give Bertha here a new life shooting sheer beauty into the sky, and bringing joy and hope to the people of our nation. Why stop at Ishgard? Yes, one day I will journey across all of Rosia with Bertha in tow, lighting up the skies in all corners around with a spectacular rainbow of fiery blossoms. For the part you've played in helping me realize my life's work, I thank you, as do no doubt all who will one day bear witness to the wonders that you have helped me introduce to the world. And with that, I give you leave to resume your travels, but wherever you roam, always look to the sky, for you never know when Adelard's fabulous fireworks will return to grace your eyes once more. Alright, now am I done here? Oh, it's starting to look pretty clean. I mean, even though it's level 70, might as well get it out of the way. Francel was delighted to see two familiar faces in quick succession. Monica, what a coincidence you should be here too. Nary a moment ago I caught sight of another familiar face. Though his attire I noted was anything but familiar. Eric had hailed our mutual friend. He hurried off in the direction of Sir Vangel's Grace. It seemed as though he did not wish to be seen, but if you are curious, perhaps you would seek him out. All the way up north. Suspiciously familiar man. Didn't I just see you in the baths? Shenanigans. Gee. Hi! Surprise! Monica, what in the furious name are you doing here? not that it is for me a person you most surely do not know to say where you should or shouldn't be. Nay, I was merely expressing my surprise at being in the presence of a great hero. Still, my lord, but why are you dressed like that? Are you feeling emotional? If you say so, my lord, but why are you dressed like that? I can hear I thought I disguised myself meticulously. I suppose I'd explain. You see, I learned that Sir Angel's Grace is presently recruiting aides, and came here to present myself for consideration. As an aide, I would provide support to the Kyrgians and nurses, such as managing supplies and seeing to the patient's everyday needs. While such staff are not fully fledged employees, they are afforded the chance to learn the healer's craft while earning a living wage. Not that I require such things, mind you. Dude certainly became a really good dude within the course of a couple of episodes. I recently had occasion to speak with a knight of my house, you see, one who was maimed in the line of duty, and I was made keenly aware that I was not doing enough to provide for those who had given me leal service. By working here, I hope to redress my negligence in some way. But that is not the whole of it, if truth be told. It is also my hope that my service would set an example for my fellow nobles, many of whom struggle to accept that all guardians are equal in the Fury's eyes. They cling to the old ways and look down upon the common folk. Yet now that I stand here, I find my courage has deserted me. The prospect of undergoing scrutiny is proving to be somewhat daunting, and I can't bring myself to step through the infirmary doors. Forgive me, Monica, but will you not put in a good word on my behalf to the chief nurse within? Marlette is her name, and she has charge over recruitment. Head nurse, this noble wants to learn stuff. Greetings and welcome to St. Angel's Grace. If I may say so, you appear as hale and whole as they come. I assume you are here to visit a patient? Explain things about nobles. Oh, you wish to recommend someone as an aide? Coming from a renowned hero, it must be a fine candidate indeed. He'll be learning from the ground up. Beg your pardons, but I'm going to understand that the infirmary is presently recruiting aides. Why, Lord Charlemagne, to what do we owe the honor of your visit? If you wish to make another kind donation, the staff upstairs will be glad to attend you. What? Can every man in his chocobo see through my disguise? Yes. Never mind. Now, while I'm always pleased to donate, that is not my primary purpose. I wish to be considered for an aide position. An aide position? Are you certain of this, my lord? I am, and in this capacity I bid you think of me not as the Count de Gerendere, but simply another Ishgardian. Slave driver? Well, if this is your wish. I should mention that there is another applicant, an orphan girl by the name of Miley. Oh. The one saved by dragon? I believe you're acquainted with her, Monica. She is the one who fell from the vault and was saved by a white dragon. Truth be told, she is too young for the work, but seeing her enthusiasm, I'm minded to give her a chance. Is she gonna show him up? If there's so much trouble, Charlemagne, may I ask you to fetch her from Rolandberry Field? I would speak with the two of you together. Of course, I shall go at once. You know the girl, yes? If you aren't otherwise occupied, perhaps you can come along and introduce us. Noble things. This guy is doing noble things. He's like, in the course of like one episode, he went from me thinking of him as a stuck-up twat to actually being a good dude. Hi, kids! Hi, kid. Oh, it's you. Who's the old man? Your friend? This is my only good cause that she should be so young. I'll beware my manners. My name is Charlemagne, and I've been instructed to bring you to St. Angel's Grace. Lady Marlette wishes to have words with the two of us regarding the aide position. Really? Oh, perhaps she'll let me work in the infirmary after all. And you want to work there too, do you? Come on, let's hurry. It's like Charlemagne's not used to being dragged around by his hand, like he was doing for us in the city-states. Before he was just like, come on, let's get going. Now Miley's like, come on, old man, let's get going. Small, medium, and large people. I'm here, Marilette. You want to speak with me about working here? That's correct, little one. My thanks for fetching her, Charlemagne. Now then, I request your presence for no other reason than to ask you a question. Why do you wish to work here? Well, ever since Monica and Vidofnir helped me, I've wanted to be someone who can help others. It don't matter who they are or where they're from, I want to help everyone. That is a wonderful desire, but know that to work at the infirmary is to be responsible for no less than the lives of others. There will be trying times, but come what may, you cannot forsake your duty. For instance, there may be patients who judge you not less but more harshly, on account of you being a child, but you cannot allow yourself to be discouraged. And at a bare minimum, you will be expected to know your letters and numbers, for lives could well depend on it. Do you think you will be equal to the task? Well, they teach us letters and numbers at the orphanage, but I'm not much good at it. And you, Charlemagne, I feel obliged to point out that many of our patients are commoners who once served nobles as soldiers. When they discover your identity, there are those who may assume the worst of you. That you are, for instance, and forgive my bluntness, an eccentric nobleman indulging a whim. They may not speak their minds, but their conduct towards you will be more than telling. In the face of such disdain, do you think you'll be able to perform your duties? I offer my service in the full awareness that some may not take kindly to my presence. Regardless of how I am treated, I am determined to perform my duties to the best of my ability. Be that as may, I confess I do not always know how best to relate to the common folk, and I fear it may cause me to struggle to win the patient's trust. You won over foreign merchants, you can win over your own people. It may not be easy, but I have faith in you. Both sound good. It may not be easy, but I have faith in you. Rest assured, none of this deters me from my course. If there is one thing I have learned, it is that anyone can learn, so long as they are willing, and for a blessing I am in the presence of an ideal teacher. If you'd be kind as to teach me about your world, child, I would be glad to tutor you in letters and numbers. As individuals we may have shortcomings, but together we can overcome them to better serve the needs of those in our care. I'm willing to learn too, Marilette, so please give us a chance. Very well, I believe I've heard enough. On behalf of all of us at Sir Angel's Grace, I welcome the two of you to our crew. Though I have spoken some stern words, know that I will be there to help you on your way. Strict taskmaster get. Now, without further ado, I shall assign you your first task. Our stores of daily necessity are dwindling, and I would like you to replenish them. As we have no regular supply at this time, you may procure the items from wherever you deem fit. We shall set about it at once. The first step will be to seek out sources for that which we require. Yeah, why procure from just anyone when we already have an eminently capable artisan among us? Monica, your skills are known far and wide. We would be most assured were you to consent to being our supplier. Wonderful, with you providing them we can look forward to necessities of the highest quality. On that subject, are you perchance familiar with the House of Splendors? The consortium contributes to welfare projects in our nation and operates a stall just outside the infirmary. Should you require materials for your work, you will do well to seek them out. Alright, here we are. I think this is the, this has got to be the collectibles. Alright, is that complete? Yes. I won't work on them yet, though. I don't have the gear for you. I'm still wearing level 60 gear. Even though I'm at level 73. But these are good for level 70 to 80. Alright, now we've got a nice clean map. This is mostly clean. All that's left is this one right here. Gentleman falls rather than flies. What about here? Do I have to reach, what, floor 50? Don't think there's many people doing this right now, is there? You gotta start from the ground up. I just better do this during peak time. Alright, I guess we'll go start... Hildy? Hi, Nashu. As you catch sight of Nashu, you cannot help but wonder if you're about to have a bad... Yup. Well, I'll be Monica Darks in the flesh. A pleasure to see you again. What is what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Carl was hoping you would silently agree. So, I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted in the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants to see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. It's like, here we go, idiot spotted. A gentlemanly Highlander, say? My apologies, but I cannot say I've had dealings with a man as you describe. Good evening to you, madame. Oh, you're looking for someone? A gentlemanly Highlander? I know this man of whom you speak, but Mistress Elise does. She is well acquainted with rather a lot of merchants and noblemen. I've sold my fair share of goods to Highland adventurers, but I'd not describe such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. It's like, where did Dingus land? As a warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? Gentlemanly Highlanders say? Now think about it, I have heard of a tale foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardon, miss. But did you say you know Inspector Hildebrand? As an acquaintance of yours, I presume? I don't know his name, but only that he is here by invitation of Lord Edmund. Or so it is rumored. Surely as a word of House Fortemps, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask after him in the manor. Edmund, who else are you taking in? I mean, I'm glad you took me in, but Hildebrand? Cora, I knew it was serendipity to Fortemps Manor. Oh, well, politeness. Have you seen a gentleman? I'm guessing you have. Well met, Mistress. Do you require assistance? As you say, at this time Lord Edmund is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah, we found the inspector! If I'm not mistaken, their meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? Then again, you seem a respectable sort. Not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Very well, we humbly accept your offer. Dummy. And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. He's like, just go with it. He's like, the fuck did I just witness? Waiting. Nashu maracas. That's a long wait. There's gonna be shenanigans. Sleepy. That must be Inspector Hildebrand. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk Corthan air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise. There, Inspector, I'm looking all over for you. I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's faithful companions. It's the Godbert. Lord Godbert, but I had thought... So why are you here? Also, you're a welcome addition to the house. You're fine. Hildy and Ishgard? This is the first I've heard of it. Aha! I found you at last, heretic! You really don't want to mess with him. Yes, you, the hulking brute with the mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. I beg your pardon, this man is an Alden merchant, here at the behest of House Fortemps. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A ghost of House Fortemps? Then he couldn't possibly... Though there are those two wards that... But they were acquitted of all charges in the trial by combat. And if he... If he demands the right to... Then I'll personally have to... Oh dear. Thousand apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I am Seer, and as you may have guessed, I am an inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Oh, heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye, a man rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself as a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say. Welp. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildebrand. Could he be a fan? Say again, you're acquainted with such a man? I see, and the man you're looking for is Lord Godbert's son? It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I'm tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together? It is, after all, possible we are seeking this self-same individual. If so, and if he is innocent, it would be for the best if you were present when I apprehended him, then we might resolve this matter without incident. I say we go with them, Monica. This looks to be our best lead yet. Then I shall accompany you all. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son, and if there is a chance we might be reunited, I should be glad to seize it. Then to settle, we shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once. I see what you did there. Oh, let's go hang out with the new father. Hi, Daddy. New Daddy. Slave driver Daddy. Aren't you cold? Miss Starkster, are these your traveling companions? The mysterious muscular vagabond? Ah, yes, the patrol sighted him lurking near the dusk vigil. Think he might be a lost traveler, he called out to him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I'm surprised he bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warranted a mention in my report. Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy. I'm terribly sorry, the old habit I picked up from my mentor. I don't know, I will not rush to judgment as before. Still, much as I hope you find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth the lingering pocket of heresy. Of late there has been virtually no confirmed instance of heretical misdeeds. It's gone so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced, or that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, calling as my witness, I will find and bring a heretic to justice and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Yes, I understand you have your reasons. But whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if... What was Nash doing? Still, if you're set upon your course, you might begin your search near the Dusk Vigil. An excellent suggestion, Sir Redwald. Should we succeed in our endeavor, rest assured that you will share in the glory. He's like, I give zero fucks about that. The hunt continues. Onward to the Dusk Vigil. I am told that region is especially cold, so do not forget to dress appropriately for the weather. Godbert. He's like, he's got too much muscle to feel cold. Anyway, this is from patch 3.2. Should be only 2 quests. It's 2 quests per patch, so 8 quests total. But I think these ones are long with long cutscenes, so... As long as we're traveling all across Canada. Alright, I guess we're waiting here with the friends. Dude looks tired. Alright, did we find him? Did we find the inspector? The heretic? Wait, are you wearing less clothes now? If you were to take me as freezing, bah, this is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this godforsaken wasteland. Over there, look! Someone's coming from the vigil. Inspector, is that you? As I live and breathe, of all the places to be reunited with Master Zombie Brand's companions! How fare you all this fine evening? Hark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brother's unholy magics! Haha, he's not a heretic, he's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Olda, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence. So when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. Ah, truly every last one dead? That's to say, irrevocably dead? If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. Then my calculations are wrong. The inspector didn't land in Corythus? Now, do not fret so. If it is our overlord seek, then you are in luck. As the founder of the Gentle Dead Men, our fates and our aether are inextricably intertwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly good, sir. You can guide us to Inspector Hildebrand. As truly as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. Alright, are you going to lose more and more clothes as you go along? One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a violent insidious sickness which must be needs burned out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification will qualify, yes? Confound it, they've left us behind. What a dumb quest line. These quest lines are always dumb. Seems like utter confusion is one you know all too well. Who do you think they are commandeering this investigation and employing a zombie as a bloodhound? It beggars belief. Random dude flying by. We must regain control of the situation with me. So I probably won't do the level 50 fishing quest until level 70. Because that's when all the quests will be done for Fisher to get all my skills. Then I can work on getting those annoying big fish. Hi guys. Hold a moment, my friends. I must needs concentrate. Master Zombie Ran is indeed nearby, but there is also something else. Mayhap a powerful magic confounding my senses. I can guide you no further. You must needs split up and search the area. Now see here, these wastes are infested with wild beasts and you would have us split up? Monica can honor herself true, and you've clearly no reason to fear death, but what of Mistress Nashu? I take your meaning. My good zombie Monica, pray see to the lady's protection. Inquisitor Seer, would you care to take the lead? Come on, you two, the inspector is out there somewhere. Hi. Shenanigans? Look, Monica, that's got to be the inspector. Yup. And he's surrounded by giant fluffy man-shaped gazebos. Namely, they are not mere gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos. Fearsome yet fastidious foes who would surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. Only Monica can save Master Zombie Brand now. Alright. Do I get purple stuff? Hope I get purple stuff. I'll just one-shot you. Alright. Purple stuff. Gentlemanly legs! Purple stuff complete. It's like, I don't want to touch that. Inspector, can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold. I don't think that's helping. Ugh! Up and at 'em! Everyone is waiting for you! I like how Monica's just sitting there. Forgive me if I pull any harder, my arms are like to tear. That's okay, he'll pull him out. There you are, we heard shouting. Have you perchance found something? Vera, take me! Is that my heretic? Confounded, I wanted him alive. He should be alive. Inspector Hilbrand's definitely not a heretic, and he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating, like last time. Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him. Here it comes. Yep. I just changed classes. Hildebrand! Wake up this instant! Wee! Wee! So happy. Wakey wakey. Wee! Like, and he survives this. It's like just right back into the ground again. even deeper in the ground now. Was it the Mandible Meteor Strike or the Mandible Meteor Drive? Bah, maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go. Suplex. Splendidly suplexed. Where am I? The snowy wastelands of Corthus? And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course, who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from slumber sweet but my beloved fans? Why do I feel as though I've stepped into a portal through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? Because you have. It's like, I understand completely. What is that? A mammet? Where did it come from? Oh, that, when my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow. A little Lalafillan girl, how adorable. Now, please, note the firm muscular legs. Note the firm muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafillan boy. Now to mention, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious. I'm the very soul of seriousness, good sir. Especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity. There. There, that ought to do it. Yeet, yeet. Oh, what is this place? Who am I? That face, though. Inspect the gentlemanly legs. Alright, straight into the next cutscene. It would seem that although Father's ungentle administration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory. How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember? Do not worry, young man, everything will be alright. Take it from me, I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember. Then can you help me to remember? I'm not sure why they have it like this. I think in Japanese, doesn't he speak in all katakana? Hearken to me now, for I, Hildebrand, agent of Aquarian, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesic Hobbledehoy? Wonderful, wonderful! I'll get started on a batch of Nashu's delights. Effective as your explosives were in the past, I expect that young Gigi lacks the hardy constitution required to survive such an approach. Gigi? Is that my name? When you woke, you were muttering Gigi. I suspect the phrase may have some significance for you. So until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adapt it as a playful moniker? But that's just the sound of all mammets make. What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammet Gigi anyway? Gigi, I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am? Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along! Now that our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Bound for Thanlin, then allow me to accompany you. Julian will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting any much longer. Though perhaps she'll forgive me once I tell of Hildy's return. This is rather a lot to digest. Though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nashu's protestations, the inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have a word that he will be treated fairly. Shenanigans. I feel like I'm being watched. If you would take me that, Matt. Ah, Monica. I suppose you've heard the news then. The Inspector Hildebrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity. If you're looking for him good luck, I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God's nowhere with that mammoth in tow. As for my investigation, in spite of all twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the dust ritual, sickness which has since been purged. So it seemed that all is right with the world once more. For now, I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill. And when he does, trouble is sure to follow. Yes. Alright, do we get to see some... Do we get to see some Hildebrand dancing? Yep. Yee. So is Edmund gonna be a part of this? See you, Inspector. Until next time, which will be immediately. Hi. So he must once more enter into a world he does not quite understand. Don't worry, I don't either. I pray this morn finds you well. Or at least better than it finds me. Seems I have no choice but to seek out that inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough investigation and if needs must destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Fear be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray he will as well. I'm given to understand that while the inspector and assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Four Temps Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Hi guys. This is a very cutscene rich one, but that's okay. Hildebrand cutscenes are always stupid. Rarely shall we scour all creation from the deepest pit of seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells! Just so, such is the creed of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Scott Gigi doing it now too? Well posed, Gigi, well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Monica, and Inspector Sear, ever the jester, accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precocious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Nashu, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. I mean, I don't think you're the proper role model. He's like, I don't want any part of this. Mr. Dr. Sear, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, Lord Edmond, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. At which point, they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi is a boy or a girl? 'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine, but even supposing that this geek is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he is not a threat. I beg your pardon? Miraculous resuscitation? I see, then until such time as he recovers memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here and now if you wish. Adopt? And that would make me Gigi's father? Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relations between our two houses. Yes, yes, of course I'll do it. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patron of House Manderville. Papa... The inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of fear something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmund. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son, we must away. Every quest here has shenanigan music. Oh, Helena, I would not presume to question your grand design, but God, confound it all. Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammet, but I am still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. Lord Garber will be pleased to hear that his son is as hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle in another's father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. He's like, Edmund's just trolling. He's like, I'm gonna get in on this shenanigans. Ow. Hi, guys. Come on, Gage. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. This grand manner of House Meltempsart. Pray do not fill the boy, the mammoth said, with such nonsense. That is a supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic inquisitory doctrine. I should know, I worked there. Furthermore, I'm quite certain that there is no House Meltempsart. That is a rather ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including the esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables, and he might bask in the singular sight, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. Shrug. He's like, I hate my job. Machinist quest. Hi, Gigi. Hanging out with the birds. Every quest has shenanigan music. Splendid specimens of horsebird flesh. Would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at the saucer. These chocobos are the pride of the Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain will answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos, it might help. It didn't. You know, just because you found him in a Corinthian snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from the Cross Erusia. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor! Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. I feel for you. It's like, I understand. But I want one! Buy me a chocobo, please, father! Gee. Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. Gee. Am I that strange looking? I mean, considering what I've seen in this game, you're not that strange looking. I've seen stranger. Alright, back to the crozier. Alright, what's going on here with you idiots? Why bother? It's no use. Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits. Oh, whoops. My word, a vase flung to the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? Dingus. One waged by your, well, gesticulations perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase costs. 123,504,000 gil. At last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil? Oh, Helen, why have you forsaken me? It's all better. Well, would you look at that? That's the Final Fantasy XIV sound effect, right? He has mysterious powers. Alright, so we don't have to pay 100 million? It's a miracle, nay, the divine intervention of Fury herself. Did I do that? Gigimo, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan just like father. Papa Hildy's papa? Your grandpapa Godbert, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps into the noggin. You won't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see a trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's power as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle and demand that you all acknowledge it. This mammet. Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammet. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word, is this what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price. Please, Papa, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammet. Gigi, what has got into you? You are my son. You are a Manderville man. Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama. Gigi's going through his rebellious phase. Well, I was only because Gigi's a rebellious... Yup, is at a rebellious age, strange as it may sound. I too tested my parents' patience in that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammet. But he is a mammet. How can you... Oh, never mind. Alright, but I think that's good for now. We'll continue these idiot adventures next time. Because next time, I think the idiot adventures are all that's left. Thanks for watching! Did you like this video? If you did, like it, leave a comment, and share it. You can click on the left button to subscribe, and the right button to watch more Lalafell adventures. Thanks for watching!